Hi, welcome back second grade. I have a very exciting project for us to do. We're going to be talking a lot about science and germs and bacteria, and it's going to be a lot of fun because you're going to learn a lot about how to keep yourself safe from bacteria and viruses. So let's talk a little bit about what germs and viruses are. If you think about it, our bodies are pretty amazing. Day after day, they work hard digesting food, pumping blood and oxygen, sending signals from our brains, and much more. But there is a tiny group of invaders that can make our bodies sick, and they're called germs. But not all bacteria are bad. Some bacteria are good for our bodies. They help keep things in balance. For instance, there's bacteria in your stomach that help you digest foods. Now, bacteria and viruses are very different. Viruses need to be inside living cells to grow and reproduce. Most viruses can't survive very long if they're not inside a living thing like a plant, an animal, or a person. Whatever a virus lives in is called its host. Now, I'm not the best teacher on things like health and science, so let's talk to someone who knows their stuff on this.
Nurse Jen, and I just want to talk to you a little bit about hand washing and about germs because it's almost flu season, so it's super important that you know all about germs. So the best way to protect yourself from getting the flu is to wash your hands really, really well every day. And that involves first turning the water on and getting your hands wet. Sometimes I see kids all the time, getting the soap on their hands, but not actually wetting their hands first, and then you can't make a really good lather. So get them wet, and then get some soap, and then scrub them. And the idea is to scrub them for at least 60 seconds. So sing a song, sing the happy birthday song in your head or the ABC song, and really scrub them all over. Make sure you get your fingertips, make sure you get the backs of your hands all the way up to about your wrist, okay? Then rinse them off really well, and then get a paper towel and dry them off nice and dry. And if you can, take the paper towel and turn the water off if it's the water with a faucet. So try really hard not to touch what we call the T-zone. That's from here, right, all the way down and across here where your eyes are, because your eyes and your nose and your mouth are where all the germs are, and you're going to be rubbing all that and touching doorknobs and pencils and stuff. So we don't want you to get sick. We need you to stay healthy. So stay away from germs and protect yourself by washing your hands and not touching your T-zone.
So today we are going to be using clay. We're going to use something called air dry clay to make our germs. We're going to make germs today. So it doesn't look like a real germ. It's kind of a funky, crazy looking germ. It can have eyes and a tongue, and it has this really crazy mouth. So I'm going to teach you how. Everyone is going to get some clay. You're going to get the same amount as other people. So this is how I do it. I take my hand. I'm going to reach in and grab one really thick piece, squeeze real hard. And then this might work for 1 or 2 people. So you might have a tray in front of you, but basically you're going to take your clay and you're going to roll it around in your hands like this. And so it's kind of like a ball. And then take one thumb, put it right through the middle, and then as you can see, it made a little hole. Before we start making our pinch pot, that's what this is called. It's called a little pinch pot, even though it looks like a germ. I want you to take a couple pieces off. So I'm going to take this big piece off right here, and then make 1, 2, 3 kind of little nuggets, because we're going to use those later to make the eyes and the tongue. We're going to go ahead and start pinching. So you take your thumb, pinch all the way around, so you notice that the hole's getting bigger. This is going to be the mouth. You want a crazy looking mouth. Alright, once you have your mouth the way you want it, you can do it big or small. It's kind of up to you because you're the artist. I want you to notice that it's not very smooth, so I'm going to take my thumb and my fingers and just start smoothing it out. The clay should be pretty muddy, feels pretty wet. You're just going to gently squeeze it out. Here's some things that I don't want to see today. I don't want to see anything being thrown. If there's any clay that's been thrown, it immediately goes in the trash, whether it's your project or not. We're gonna use our inside voices, and we are going to finish on our own, which means that you're not touching other people's clay and they're not touching yours. All right, now it's time to start adding features. So I'm gonna put my little pinch bowl on its side because it's gonna be the mouth. I might even kind of push it down a little bit so it looks like it has a really wide mouth. Now I'm gonna take these extra little pieces that I kept, I'm gonna roll them up. Now I'm gonna make the eyes. You can make the eyes however you want. You can be very creative with this, as long as it has a big mouth with a pinch pot and has a tongue, then you are good. So I have the eyes looking a little crazy, and now I'm gonna make this tongue. This time I'm gonna make it a really long one. Just like this. You can use your fingers. Okay. And put it in there. But you might decide that maybe you don't like that, how it looks. So I'm gonna take this, and then I'm gonna try to think of something creative. Maybe it has some teeth. I don't know. You can be totally creative with this, guys. Maybe your germ has some arms and legs. As long as it has that pinch bowl of a mouth, you're good. And then don't forget to go back and smooth it out. You're just gonna use your fingers and smooth these guys out. I'm also gonna have these plastic needles. Now these needles are very fragile. They're made out of plastic, which means that they can bend a little bit, but it's important that you don't bend them too hard because then they'll break and we won't have anything to use. But you can use these to make little details, like maybe I want him to have 2 nostrils, just to be cute. You could do things like that. You could even start drawing on an eye, or who knows. You can be creative with this project, guys, so don't be afraid of the clay. Just remember to go back and smooth things out as you go. It'll help you when we start adding color to these. Remember, these are for carving into our clay. Please don't use these to poke people. If I see that happening, not only will I take away the needle, I will also take away the clay, and you won't be able to do this project. Now, when you're done, let me know. I'll come around with my needle and I'm gonna help you write your name on the back of your germ. So my first name starts with J, so I'm gonna put a J, and then my last name, because I'm Mr. Boatfield, starts with B, so I'm gonna put JB so that I know it is yours and we won't get it confused with someone else's germ. And then we're going to take this. I will let you take it to the back. There should be a tray. We're just gonna let our germ have a nap. When you're done, just please place it in the tray so that it can dry. These are air dry clays, which means that I don't need to put it in the oven for it to harden. Once that is done, you may choose one of these other activities. I have whiteboards, free draw paper, you can write a story. I even have some coloring worksheets. Those are your options for today. So, 2nd grade, have fun, be creative, make me a really cool germ. You can be crazy, you can be funny, but please be responsible. Show me that you're ready today by working hard and letting me know if you need any help. I am so excited because we haven't done clay in forever, so I think that y'all will really enjoy this project. Bye.